So hi everyone, I'm Ronaldo. I'm a second year MPA in development practice. During my summer, I was working at Imago Global Grassroots. It's an NGO based in Washington DC. So at Imago, I worked in the knowledge area. So I wanted to work more with data, work with some like detail research and etc. I had a background of knowing Brazil a little bit more, but I didn't know actually the methodology of Imago and adaptive learning and process tracing. So it was like the best match, knowing the context but applying a new methodology. So I applied this for Recife in 9 schools. If 2 interventions, one related to a general assessment of the Secretary of Education, and another one is called, it was a learning recovery program. So using process tracing to each intervention to see if they were actually implemented, and then comparing if the schools did or not the process and the outcomes in terms of learning rates. I thought that I was analyzing only the outcomes for higher performers. So there are 4 different scales of performance for students: the lowest, the medium low, the medium high, and the highest performers. And when I analyzed for the higher performers, schools that actually implemented the assessment, they get a correlation where schools that use the assessment as a way to implement pedagogical interventions had a very good results for the higher students. But the idea was to help the lowest in terms of performance. And when we get to the lowest performance, it was completely different. There was no relation because every school, even those who actually didn't implement, got a reasonable result. So the assessment was intended to the lowest, following or not the Secretary of Education guidelines. Most of the schools could rebound from the pandemic levels. Data could be a lot of stuff, and when I'm looking at the numbers, they were important, but they wouldn't tell the whole story. So I look at the numbers, I'll look at the interviews, I'll look at the documents, I'll look at the whole context to actually analyze and make the process tracing. And that was very interesting because you usually deal with RCTs in college, but when we look at reality, we need to take a look at different actors and sources and data in terms of the whole thing, and not each sector or box to analyze things.